prophecy read that one day, like the phoenix arose from the ashes, that a boy would be born unto a family in the slums. This boy would go on to use the knowledge he gained while fighting for survival in his streets to become a great leader. And in time, that boy would grow to become king!
Family and friends, top of the day. It's Monday and it's time for some motivation. For my folks out there watching on your mobile devices, click the open app button up top of the screen and confirm your subscription. We're still doing daily shout outs with old school hits, so be sure to remember the date and song played on the day you subscribe. We can talk about it when I see you out. So I was born in Killeen, Texas on Fort Hood Army Base back in the early 80s. Shortly thereafter, I went to live with my maternal grandmother and aunt. I grew up at 909 7th Street Northwest, Moultrie, Georgia, directly across the street from public housing that's owned by the government. Wait, so the government owns houses and we still have homeless people? As a kid, I ate sugarcane and Georgia sour grass. I believe it's called sour weeds in South Carolina. A very humble beginning, not a poor one, because it was a twilight zone for certain communities back then, literally and figuratively. We stayed outside until we smelled like play and drank water straight from the hose. We used ice picks instead of ice trays, and Saturday mornings were spent in front of the TV eating soggy Captain Crunch. If a lot of this sounds familiar, we probably have a lot more in common than we think. Speaking of thinking, as a child, do you ever wonder if your parents owned the home you lived in? Let's say you lived in the projects. Sorry, public housing, owned by the government. And since the initiative was created by the government, you would presume the same requirements for traditional housing would apply in this situation, just on looser terms. If the standard citizen needs a 640 credit score to even think about purchasing a house, what credit score would you need for government housing? I quote from the Housing Authority regarding resident staying. In general, you may stay in public housing as long as you comply with the lease.
So the government rents out
at re-examination, your family's
public?
income is sufficient, not credit, to obtain housing on the private market. The Housing Authority may determine whether your family should stay in public housing. What if the government made it mandatory for all public housing residents to complete credit repair services that initiated a pipeline to a preferred lender and realtor? This would essentially put most on step 3 of 5 in the home ownership process, and everybody wins. I mean, the goal is to get them out of public housing, right? Maybe we can put the homeless in them when they move out. This is exactly why I want it to be a neighborhood dealer, so I can deal neighborhoods. Oh, what y'all thought I was talking about? Do-rag? Happy to help. Make it a great day. Join me this Friday, January 14th for We Don't Really Want Y'all to Go. Happy to help. Make it a great day.